Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday morning, October 21st. Still another chilly morning here in the eastern part of the nation with some record or near record lows in parts of the mid-Atlantic region all the way down to the southeastern part of the U.S. Certainly not quite as prevalent as the last few mornings. This is probably the last morning where we'll see any record or near record lows associated with this particular chilly air mass. It will modify later on today and certainly into the upcoming weekend in the eastern part of the nation as a low-level south to southwesterly flow of air develops on the backside of departing high pressure. Now, over the weekend, a coastal low will form just off the eastern seaboard, off the southeastern coast on Saturday, and it certainly looks like it'll move northward, threatens the mid-Atlantic region with some shower activity on Sunday and Sunday night, and then pushes away during the early part of next week. Nothing is set in stone yet for the impact of this coastal low on Sunday in the mid-Atlantic region, but we'll go over some of the factors over the next couple of minutes. Again, this is the map from coolweather.com that shows near record or record low temperatures for the day. All these blue circles that have white around it represent areas that are approaching, if not already reaching, their daily low temperature record, all the way down here, for example, in Orange, Virginia, and then down in the southeastern part of the nation, Brunswick, Georgia, for example, is right now about 39.6 degrees, which has already broken the daily record for this particular date of October 21st. Kind of an isolated station out in the eastern part of Texas. Earlier in the week, there were some near record lows over the upper part of the Midwest, and then certainly the Tennessee Valley and Deep South, and a few remain this morning, Friday morning, October 21st. Well, let's take a look at last night's Canadian model run. I'm focusing on the Canadian model as opposed to the GFS. I believe the Canadian model has a better handle on the situation later in the weekend, and with respect to this coastal low that could form and throw some shower activity into the mid-Atlantic region. The NAM model, for example, agrees with the Canadian model. The GFS is kind of an outlier that kind of keeps it dry in the mid-Atlantic region on Sunday. I don't think that's the right solution. We're starting off with deep upper level low still showing up on the weather maps here, 500 millibars down across the southeastern part of the nation. Again, right here is where we are seeing those record or near record low temperatures this morning from the mid-Atlantic region all the way down to Georgia and the rest of the southeastern part of the nation. Now, the big change that will come, and we'll see this in a moment here, in terms of the 500 millibar height anomaly pattern, is a very strong ridge will build into the southeastern part of Canada. Let's move forward here with this forecast run from the 0Z GMM or Canadian forecast model. Here we are tomorrow morning, and then by the time we get into Sunday morning, just take a look at this sudden turnaround here with very strong high pressure ridging developing over the southeastern part of Canada, northeastern part of the U.S., and that always opens the door for a tropical or subtropical type of system to undercut the ridge, and indeed there will be a coastal low forming, I should say off the coast, really not along the coast, but somewhere off the coast of the southeastern U.S. on Saturday. Then it pretty much rides up northward on Sunday and could very well throw some showers into the mid-Atlantic region during the day on Sunday. Again, this is a key player involved here, this high pressure ridging that will form over the southeastern part of Canada. Well, now let's take a look at the vorticity pattern. Again, we're using the 0Z operational run of the Canadian model. Vorticity represents kind of a spin in the atmosphere, the upper part of the atmosphere, and leads to upward motion down at the surface level. Certainly some vorticity hanging around here with that upper level low we just saw a moment ago at 500 millibar here over the Carolinas, the southeastern part of the nation. And watch as we go through the upcoming week, and you'll see kind of consolidates into kind of a closed off upper level vorticity pattern here off the southeast U.S. coastline by tomorrow morning. This is about 24 hours from now tomorrow morning. And then the Canadian model has that pretty much sliding up along the east coast here. And by the time we get into Sunday, it very well could result in some shower activity in the mid-Atlantic region. Certainly New Jersey, New York City have better chance than, let's say, central Pennsylvania on Sunday of getting some shower activity. But watch out for some showers associated with that coastal low during the day on Sunday. Let's move forward here, and it slides up into the northeastern part of the nation by the time we get to Monday. And then some ridging will form in the eastern part of the nation early next week. At the same time, a deep upper level low dives south and east into the south central states by the middle part of next week. And this system could bring more rain to the east later next week. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps from the 0Z run of the Canadian model. First of all, for this evening in Philadelphia, right in this area right here, the weather looks quite nice, on the cool side, but quite nice for the playoff game in Philadelphia. And it probably will stay pretty decent for tomorrow night's game in Philadelphia between the Phillies and the Padres. The Yankees open up tomorrow afternoon in New York City against Houston for their league championship playoff round, and it looks like the weather should hold on Saturday afternoon in New York City. Now, both places, weather becomes somewhat questionable for Sunday because of this coastal low. Showers possible both in Philadelphia and New York City on Sunday for those particular playoff games. So again, dry weather here to close out the work week, and chilly start to the day here in the Mid-Atlantic region and throughout the southeastern part of the nation. But as this high pressure shifts off the eastern seaboard, notice what happens. We have high pressure shifting off the eastern seaboard, and a large fetch of air out of the south to southwest develops on the backside of that departing high pressure system. Winds flow clockwise around highs. This will funnel in somewhat milder air out of the Gulf of Mexico region into the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, and ultimately into the eastern states by the time we get to tomorrow. And the chill is gone after we get through this morning here with the high pressure system moving off the eastern seaboard. Let's now move forward in time. Here we go by tomorrow morning. A lot of moisture starting to gather together here off the southeastern U.S. coastline. Now kind of a banana-shaped high pressure system, one located over the western Atlantic, another kind of redevelops over the mid-Atlantic region. This coastal low then slides to the north, and here's a pretty well-defined low by the time we get to Sunday morning on the Canadian model, and indeed some showers then push inland from the southeast to the northwest by the time we get to late in the day on Sunday. The low pressure area on this particular model run right here off the Jersey coastline, and again showers affecting parts of the Mid-Atlantic region, the eastern part of the Mid-Atlantic region later Sunday into Sunday night. By the time we get to Monday morning, it slides up into New England and then finally exits off the New England coastline, and high pressure reestablishes itself by Tuesday in the middle part, in the eastern part of the nation. Notice out in the middle part of the nation, very vigorous upper level low, very vigorous storm will form here over the south central states by the time we get to a Tuesday morning. And again, this system could end up producing some more rain in the Mid-Atlantic region in this eastern part of the nation later next week. So we'll have to monitor this coastal low over the next 24 to 48 hours or so. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.